Let's start practicing energy Bagua aerobics. Begin with warm-up exercises. Feet shoulder width apart. Prepare for side stretch. Stretch your left hand up.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Switch.
2、2、3、4。
Prepare for chest expansion. To the left.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4。
Prepare for high knees. Right leg first.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Kick back.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Put your right leg back for lunges.
5、6、7、8。
Bring your hind leg a half step forward. Sit back and raise your toes.
5、6、7、8。
Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Sit back.
3、4、5。
Prepare to rotate wrists and ankles. Rotate your left side first.
3、4、5、6、7、8。
Switch.
2、2、3、4、5。
Prepare to settle chi. Repeat 3 times. First time. Legs are slightly bent. Second time. Settle chi in your lower abdomen. Repeat a third time.
5、6、7、8。
Get ready for the first set of movements. Do punch and kick. Bring back your right leg and punch with your right hand.
1、2、3、4。
Use force from your back when punching. The back drives the arms to exert force.
5、6。
Prepare to switch. Switch. Left punch. Right punch. Kick. Exert force from your back.
7、8。
Harder.
2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
Prepare for archery exercise.
5、6、7、8。
Bring back your right leg.
3、
Turn left.
5、6、
Bring back.
8。
Do the archery stance.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、
Bring back.
8。
Use force from both arms.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8。4、2、3。
Turn. Keep your core stable.
7、8。 5、2、3。
Turn left.
5、6、7、8。
Last 3 times.
3、
Turn right.
5、6、7、8。
Pull back with force.
3、
Turn your waist.
5、6、7、8。 8、2、3。
Turn.
5、6、7、8。
Prepare for knee strikes.
做撞膝。
Right knee first.
1、2、3、4。
Hands and knee exert force simultaneously.
7、8。
Engage abdominal power.
3、4、5、6。
Prepare to switch. Switch.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
4 more.
3、4、5、6、7、 8
Prepare for move the mountain.
5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4
To the right.
6 7 8
Push your palms.
3
Right leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Move the mountain.
3 4
To the left.
6 7 8
Push your palms.
3
Left leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Use hang ha to guide the chi.
3 4
To the right.
6 7 8
Open up your body's meridians.
3
Right leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Keep upper body straight when pushing out. To the left.
6 7 8
Use abdominal power to push palms.
3
Left leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Get ready for the second set of movements. Do punch and kick. Bring back your right leg and punch with right hand.
1 2 3 4
Use force from your back when punching. Harder.
2 2 3 4 5 6
Prepare to switch. Switch. Left punch. Right punch. Kick. Exert force from your back.
2 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
Prepare for archery exercise.
5 6 7 8
Right leg step back.
3
Turn left.
5 6
Back.
8
Archery stance.
3
Turn right.
5 6
Back.
8
Use force from both arms.
3
Turn your waist.
5 6 7 8
Pull back with force.
3
Turn. Keep your core stable.
7 8
Open up your chest and meridians.
3
Turn left.
5 6 7 8
Last 3 times.
3
Turn right.
5 6 7 8
Harder.
3
Turn your waist.
5 6 7 8 8 2 3
Turn.
5 6 7 8
Prepare for knee strikes. Right knee first.
1 2 3 4
Hands and knee exert force simultaneously.
7 8
Engage abdominal power.
3 4 5
Prepare to switch. Switch.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
4 more.
3 4 5 6 7 8
Prepare for move the mountain.
5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4
To the right.
6 7 8
Push your palms.
3
Right leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Move the mountain.
3 4
To the left.
6 7 8
Push your palms.
3
Left leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Use hang ha to exert chi.
3 4
To the right.
6 7 8
Open up your body's meridians.
3
Right leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Keep upper body straight when pushing out. To the left.
6 7 8
Use abdominal power to push out.
3
Left leg forward.
好 6 7 8
Well done, everyone. Get ready for relaxation. Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Third time. Breathe out. Move arms back in circular motions. Right hand first.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、
Move to the front.
2、3、4、5、6、7、
Arm stretches. Right hand first. Stretch your shoulder.
5、6、7、8、
Switch.
2、3、4、5、6。
Put right hand on left shoulder and look back. Relax lower back.
5、6、7、8、
Switch. Look back as much as possible.
5、6、7、
Put your right leg back for lunges. Try to keep your hind leg straight.
5、6、7、8、
Switch.
2、3、4、
Prepare to shake your hands and feet.
1、2、3、4、5、6。
Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Today's Energy Bagua aerobics has been completed. I wish you all health and happiness. Till next time.
恭喜你完成了今天的练习。
Master JinBodhi's Golden Words. The best time to plan the year is spring. The best time to plan the day is dawn. If we recite Master JinBodhi's Golden Words every morning, we'll be full of energy, confidence, creativity, vitality, and infinite charisma for the entire day. Everything will be transformed. Please recite them aloud. I am most compassionate. I am most confident. I am most tolerant. I am most courageous. I am most trustworthy. I am most punctual. I can do anything. I am full of wisdom. I am most knowledgeable. I love to read. I love to observe. I love to listen. I love to think. I take decisive action. I am a gem of the universe. I am most charming. I am most talented. I sing most beautifully. I like challenges. I am most accountable. I will fulfill my life purpose. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. In heaven and on earth, I am supreme. Please sit down slowly.
请大家
Relax
调整
your
好
body and
自己的
mind.
身心状态，把身心
Remain
都
calm
处
and
在
relaxed.
安定、放松、清静的状态中，认真
Listen
的
carefully.
聆听。
About Fate Series 6, Forging a Prosperous Destiny.
各
Good
位朋
day,
友，大家
everyone.
好，
Good day, Master. It's
我们
nice
又
to
一次
see you
见面了。
again. Let's
我们
continue
继
to
续
learn
学
about and
习
discuss fate.
和讨论命运
This
这
is
个
such a
不
difficult
容易理
topic.
解的话题。
The
越
harder
是
to
不容易理解，
understand, the more people want to learn.
我想人人都想去理解它。
The
我
study and
们
analysis of the
通过这
past
几
few
天
days
的这个学习和分析哈，其实
benefited
真的
many
是很多
practitioners.
朋友还是挺受益的啊。
Even our
很多
young
甚至年轻人
practitioners
就
have a
说，
clearer grasp of
开
their
始觉
fate.
得好像对于把握命运来说，
They
越
were
开始
confused
从
at first
最
but
初
have
的那
clearer
种模
vision
糊
now.
朦胧，就越来越清晰了啊。
We
我
don't
们
need
可
all
以
the
了解的
details
不够
like
那么
asking
精
a
细，
fortune teller.
不像算命先生那样一看就了然于胸哈。
It's
我们
good
可以
enough
学
to
着
have a
我
basic
大约
idea.
上我知道应该怎么做啊，我觉得这也是很好的。
Better
好过于
than
我们什
knowing
么都不
nothing
懂
at all. We also need
做
to
事
work
情
on our speech,
啊，
the
到说
attitude
话
toward
啊，对人的态度，
our
对工
work,
作的
our
态度
boss, and even our
啊，
family
对老板
members.
的态度，对家人的态度感觉，
There are
那
lots
我
of
觉得
things for us
方
to
方面
learn
面
in all
其实
aspects of
都
life.
是需要去学习，
And
因
these are
为
the most essential
这就
elements
是我
for
们的
our
命运，
destiny.
这就是组合成我们命运的那些最重要的点。
Our
这是我们
life
总
is
离不开
nothing
家
without
人，
our family as well as society.
又离不开社会。
Our
家人
family
就
is
是
where
我
we
们来
came
源之
from,
处，
the
我们
source of
幸
our
福的地
joy
方，
and happiness,
我们快乐的地方，
and our
我们养
sanctuary
命的
when
地
we
方。
need a break.
那这个
Also,
社
we
会呢，
can't live
外
without
在离不开社
society.
会，就
It's where
是
we
我
work,
们
meet our
工作的地
friends,
方，哎，我们的朋友的地方，哎，
and a
也同
place
时
we
让
can
我们
have
有快
fun
乐
and
的地
refresh
方
our body and mind.
啊，能够更新我们的身体和情绪的地方，这都是这个
Society
外
is the
在
way
的
we
社
keep
会
in touch with others and
啊，我们
explore
都
the
是需要
outside
去
world.
认识和学习。不
Without
知苦，
bitterness, no one knows
简
what
不知
sweetness
甜。
is.
那么
Many
很多
people
人
haven't lived a tough life,
是没有苦过，
so
所以
even when they're
当
living
生
a
活
rich
在
and comfortable
较
life,
为甜美富裕的这个生活环境里头，
they
是
still
还是
don't
觉
feel
得
happy.
并不快乐。哎，
If
不
there
知
is no
不知穷，
poverty, no
便
one
不懂
understands
富。
what prosperity is.
哎，你
When
没
you
有
haven't
穷
been
过，
poor, you don't
就
know
不
how
知
to
道
live a
怎样
rich
过上
life.
富裕的日子。最
Most
重要的是
importantly,
不
you
珍
don't
惜。
know how to cherish. Of
那么当
course,
然也有
some
人说
say,
我是
I am
穷过，
living in
我也苦
poverty
过，
and hardship.
可
They
是
have no
过
choice
穷
because
日子的
that's
时
their
候，
destiny.
他是被命运给叫做逼到了一个那样
Living
的一
such a
种
life
生
and
活和
working
工
under
作的
such
状态里头，
conditions. They think
他
it's
的行
normal
为
since
算是
they've
自
never
然和
lived
正
in
常。
abundance.
但是因为没有过过富人的生活，是吧？
However,
经过一
after
番
striving
拼
for a
搏
better living
努
and
力
more
之后，
achievements,
有点成就了，哎，有一
gaining
个
a
幸
happy
福的家
family,
庭了，
owning a big house
啊，
and a nice
像
car,
杰克讲的，住上一个很大的房子了，是吧？有一个不错的汽车了，
and having some lovely children. They're growing old but also becoming confused. Because they've lost their pursuits and beliefs. Thus they lose the motivation to manage their behaviors. They've never lived a rich and noble life before. They don't know what to do. Although they don't worry anymore about living and expenses. As their financial status is more sufficient and secure. They might start worrying about something else. Such a change in lifestyle could cause people's behaviors to become confused, corrupt, muddled. Weird and even evil. An ancient saying goes, when the glass is full the water will spill. What does it mean? Say, the bucket is already full of water, and you still want to add more. Can the bucket hold more water? No way. Or, say, a container that's already filled with grain. Can you stuff more grain in it? No, you can't. When you think you're rich, or you've earned way beyond what you expected, such as you aimed to make $1 million and ended up making $50 million. I'm a rich man, but I'm not the wealthiest in the world. Being rich, someone is feeling satisfied and very content. There is nothing more they need to pursue. Thus, foolishness and arrogance arise. Even if the greatest advice is offered to them, they'd refuse to listen. So if you talk about business plans with a successful man, he won't let you speak and will tell you, I know better than you do. I know everything. He hasn't really experienced any bigger ups and downs in life. When will he stop being arrogant? Probably never. Before he dies, he can't tell if he has lived a successful or lousy life. Many people who become world champions at a young age and get famous tend to live miserably later in life. Do you know why? Because they only focus on their talents. For example, a young kid in a mathematics competition, when the experts ask him for a calculation, shortly after moving his fingers, he gives the correct answer, which shows he's talented. Say, you're a world-class swimming champion, and you can swim very fast. What about being a man? It doesn't mean you're a decent man. If you only focus on your calculations every day, and don't even know how to behave properly, or you practice swimming diligently but you're very impolite, all you care about is being the champion. Once you're the champion, what's next? Your champion halo makes you arrogant, you ignore others. I'm the world's fastest calculating champion. What gives you the right to teach me? Well, I'm no champion, I'm nobody. Once they become the champion, it's not the same as before. They won't listen to your advice. For young people, early success might not be a good thing. They might start declining faster and earlier. I've met several athletes in China who were world champions. When I was sitting near them, I smelled something, and then I looked at them. They were on drugs and looked like ghosts.
在那吸毒呢，像鬼一样。
I was shocked at first. They're world champions. Why would they do that?
怎么这样子啊？
I didn't know how to comment on such a discovery. The earlier you make your achievement,
是太早，哎，
the sooner you start declining.
加快。
When you haven't earned enough fortitude and life experience, your success might ruin your life.
只能导致更快的毁坏啊。
Well, that's another topic, since we're talking about fate. Being a champion with a specific talent or the best in the world
技能的冠军或者是佼佼者
doesn't mean that your destiny will always be
整
perfect.
个人生的幸运的命运。
Without
如果
such
没
a
有这
big
么大的
halo
一
and
个
title,
光环和头衔，
no
今天他
one
吸过
will
毒
care
大
if
家也
he's
不会
on
知道
drugs because he is a
当他是
nobody.
就不知
He's
道他
not
是谁
famous and it's
他
less
不能丢人。
embarrassing.
当
If
成为
he's
世
a
界
world
冠军的时候，
champion
说
and
哎
caught
今
by the
天
police for taking
他
drugs
抓
or
住一
being a
个
drug
吸
dealer,
毒的或者在贩毒的，
he'd
全
be in
全
big
世界
trouble and his
全
career
世
would
界冠军
end.
某方面的，你说这跟头就栽大了。哎，所以这个
So,
人
let
生
me
哈，
remind you
提
to
醒大
always
家
be very
要需要
careful
非常谨慎的
to
去好好的
behave
经
and
营。
manage your life.
大家
Let's
已经甚
consider
至
a
是
more
说，我们回到
practical
正常人来
example.
说，哎，有个
Say,
夫妻
a
店，
couple worked
俩人
very
都辛苦
hard
的
for
经
their
营，
small
好不
business.
容
They
易
set
打
the
拼到
goal of
我
making
的目
$1
标，
million
我要赚
for
100
a
万
better
块钱，
life.
好好生活。就一不小心赚到了
Surprisingly,
5000
they
万
made
了。
$50 million.
有很多这时候，
At this
这个
point,
男主人
arrogance
和女主人
arises.
开始傲慢无比，傲
They
慢
become
无礼，
impolite and ignore whatever
谁
others
说什
say.
么都不行。哎，
They
这个
start
都抱怨，
complaining,
是那
taking
个去吸
drugs,
毒了，
clubbing or bar
那个是
hopping.
天天泡夜店，去舞厅啊，不回家，啊，
They
等等的
acquire
这种
many
恶习
bad
就产生了。
behaviors.
这个
What
原
they've
来
built
的
will soon
这
collapse
样
and
他
be
们的
ruined.
成就会很快速的在毁掉。那么
Building
其
a
实一个
career
事
is
业，你看
challenging,
我
like
们去把
constructing
它
a
建造
building.
起来的时候，就像盖一栋房子，多难呐！
Even
你有
if
足
you
够的
have the
金钱
money, you
盖一栋
can't
大
have a
楼，最
skyscraper
少也
built
需要1
overnight.
年
It
啊，正
takes
常
a
的速
year
度
or
是
a
要好
few
几年。
years. It
但是
takes
积累
even
一个家
longer
庭的
for a
财富
family.
哈，你
From
从
being
生活成
penniless
本
to having
到
a
有一个大
house,
房子
your
住，
kids going
啊，
to
能养活几
prestigious
个孩子，读
schools,
好的学校，再
then
有一
owning
辆
a
部好
couple of
车，
cars.
都需要
It
几
takes
10年的
decades
积
to
累。
build up a living.
可是呢，
However, if you want to
像这
ruin
样的
such
一
a
个
perfect,
圆
prosperous
满的
living,
这种富足、富贵，想把它弄掉的话，其
it's
实
akin to
就像
pouring
我们
boiling
去
water on
开
a
始造
tree,
树的
it
这
will
种树
wither
木，
rapidly.
很短的时间它就毁灭了。啊，这
It's
是很
very
危险。
dangerous.
所以希望大
Therefore,
家
I wish you'd
学
manage
着
your
要
family
有
and
感
career
心
with
来经
gratitude.
营自己的家庭，经营事业，啊，
Regardless of
从
who you
不管
are,
你是什
be
么身份，
grateful for your
用感
family
恩心
members.
面对你的家庭成员，
Your
用感恩
job,
心
your
面
friends,
对
and
你
your
的
environment.
这个工作和社会的这个朋友的这个叫做什么？这个环境啊，要用
Always
感
show
恩
them
心
your
去面对他
gratitude.
们，这样
That's
你
how
才
to make
能
your life
让
more
你的人生
beautiful.
变得更加美好。
Being poor to understand wealth, taste bitterness to know sweetness. Being arrogant and rude does no good. Humility and gratitude bring achievements.
所以
I've
我就
been
在思考
thinking,
啊，
why
那
do
么为什
people
么人
experience
反而是有所
afflictions
成
after
就
they
和
create
有所
achievements?
这个人生这个成就和圆满之后，那么这个烦恼就真的产生了。我
I
也分
also
析了不同的
analyzed
原
why
因
they
是，
reject
因
others'
为我
advice when they
事业
become
很成功，
successful.
所
They're
以就
too
有
proud
着
and
骄
arrogant
傲
to
自满
accept
的，
others'
谁说的我
suggestions.
那
This
么这种
happens because the
主
virtue
要的
isn't
现
enough
象
for
呢，
the
发
blessings
生的原因
received.
哈，就是德不配位，就是
When wealth
当这个富
approaches,
贵来
your
临之后，
accumulated virtues
我
and
的德
conduct
行，我的德行就是我的好处，
are
不能
not
支
enough to
撑
support the
这个
glorious
辉
building
煌
you
的大
built.
厦，
So
所以
you'll
让自己
become
非常
very
的烦
annoyed
躁，
and afflicted by the prosperity.
因富而觉得苦，
Being rich is equated with happiness, however, it turns out the opposite, all because of a lack of virtuous conduct and accomplishment. What's virtuous conduct? It's good manners. Without good manners and gratitude, you'll be confused and invert black and white. To be able to bear the wealth, we need to build a foundation first. Say, let's say a big tree. When a normal big tree has an extra large crown, the crown is the extending branches. When the crown is developed, it's almost round in shape, like a big mushroom. If the crown's diameter is 50 meters, the roots would extend about 50 to 80 meters, or even 100 meters in radius, to support the whole tree. Otherwise, when a strong wind blows, without such extensive roots, the tree would fall easily. Then the roots would be exposed above the ground and the tree would die. Thus, a huge crown needs an extensive foundation. Say, a 70-story skyscraper. If each story is 3 meters high, 70 stories would be about 200 meters in height. It requires a foundation with the same depth underground. In case an earthquake or strong typhoon occurs causing shaking, such a strong foundation and sturdy structure can resist the force and prevent the whole building from collapsing. That's the importance of a foundation. Therefore, if you want to carry all the blessings, such as great prosperity, fame and fortune, you must have the foundation of wisdom. What is it, exactly? The foundation of accumulated merits and virtues from doing good deeds. That's how you transform a miserable life into a glorious one. Originally, you're fated to die of hunger. Someone with the highest rank, Emperor Liang Wu, starved to death. Another one was Zhou Yafu, a renowned great general in Han Dynasty. He also died of hunger. Being such high-ranking officials as general or chief commander, how could they die of hunger? They lacked merits and virtues. Their facial features had the proof of being fated to die of hunger. It's the two lines on both sides of the face next to the mouth. The physiognomist had foreseen that. Zhou said, "You're such a liar. Do you know who I am? How dare you? I am Zhou Yafu." People were shocked hearing that. But the physiognomist was calm and said, "I know that you're Zhou Yafu. I just wonder why you have such a die of hunger destiny." Zhou said, "I don't believe it. Let's see." Finally, Zhou really starved to death. No one had ever thought such a rich man would end up dying that way. But it happened. When you're fated or the god of destiny is calling for your punishment, with the order from heaven, you have nowhere to hide. You die by whatever means you're fated to die. You just don't deserve the blessings. He must have committed crimes or killed someone he wasn't supposed to. In ancient times, the truly great generals would never kill. The old, weak, women, children, or surrendered soldiers. There was no explanation about this rule, but it was inauspicious to violate it. Horses, donkeys and cows that helped in wars and transportation. And even the hunting dogs were not allowed to be killed. If the generals killed the captives, they would be condemned by the military and common people. Heaven would not forgive such people. A code of honor was practiced even on the battlefield. Soldiers were supposed to kill each other, but not after surrendering. Beheading or burying surrendered soldiers alive will send you to hell. That's the cause and effect created by one's own behavior. If you kill someone that you're not supposed to, it shows that you lack moral sense. What is moral sense? Compassion. If you lack compassion, and kill those you shouldn't, or rob those you shouldn't, you will have to pay the price and face judgment from heaven. If you gain prosperity but lack sufficient virtues, then even though you wear splendid clothes, live in a mansion, drive luxurious cars, and have big savings, none of it is yours. You'll be disturbed. The God of destiny and the evil spirits won't spare your life. The evil spirits will say, "You're so wicked and living so well. Let's play. You're going to be afflicted every day." Now that I've brought this up, let me remind you again. Try to accumulate virtues to match your blessings. Be compassionate and grateful. With gratitude and contentment. Think about the superior life you have now. Be grateful to the generous people. If you inherit your parents' wealth, be grateful to them. Be careful and serious with your conduct. Don't live a lavish life. If you become arrogant and ignorant, it's because you're not grateful. Without gratitude, arrogance arises. A life without gratitude is a rotten and extravagant life. You'll just focus on buying lots of luxury items and handbags. I heard about a woman in Hong Kong who was a Bodhi practitioner. Her friend once asked me, "Master, do you know how many pairs of shoes she owns?" She meant the beautiful designer heels. Shoes. I wasn't impressed much at first. What about shoes? Then I heard that she had collected 280 pairs of designer high heels. I said, "Is she sick or what? Shoes are supposed to be worn for walking." She said, "Hers are special, they are works of art. Won't she be affected by negative energy with that many pairs of heels?" What she pursued was all material desires. Her lack of gratitude didn't match the blessings she was given. I said before that wealth rarely passes to the third generation. Her wealth won't pass to the next generation, since her son can't manage it. Just look at their bad behaviors. The mother collected so many pairs of heels and other negative things. Her son liked basketball and collected name-brand basketball shoes. Even a fake Michael Jordan autograph, he'd spend a fortune for it. He owned a few hundred pairs of basketball shoes. It's just crazy. Another one who got affected by the negative energy. Her wealth won't last to the third generation. Her son will use it up. They didn't deserve the blessings. One day, she made some risky investment and lost all she had. That happened 20 years ago. Now, they're bankrupt. Forget about the third generation. Some parents claim, "I've always told my kids to be good and achieve big." That's when you were making a point. What about the daily conversations? Whatever you said was automatically imprinted in their mind. Their conduct and behaviors, and views of life, values and habits, will be passed down from the parents, and then multiplied by 2, which means they will be intensified. They're going to spend a lot more money than you. I've mentioned, if you remember, a person in Hong Kong. He used a whole story of a building as an office, and had more than 300 employees doing his trading business. He owned the most expensive car with a front as big as a tractor, which cost more than 10 million RMB. They owned 2 or 3 of them. His assets were said to have reached $1 billion USD about 20 years ago. Super rich, right? In his office, on his desk, there was a photo which was taken when he was 16 in his hometown in China. His clothes, looks and hairstyle were outdated, like in an old movie. I asked, "Who is this?" He said, "It's me." "Why were you so ugly?" He said, "I was malnourished." Anyway, he worked very hard and earned a lot of money. He asked me for advice, but I guess he never listened. He also sought help from feng shui masters for his business. "Look, I've put 8 big water tanks at the best spot for wealth convergence." I told him, "Not bad." But when I looked at his family, his and his kids' facial features, though I'm not a fortune teller, I felt he was fated to be poor. How come he had so much money? My God, please tell me why. I had no clue. He lost everything 2 years later. He became penniless and had a huge debt. What happened? He had a brother who was a big fat guy. He's taller than me. He looked quite blessed but also like a gangster. He wore a long braid. In his office, he kept a lot of hardcover books all about capitalism, Lenin and other great people's stories. There were over 1,000 of them, all in black and red. He must have been very knowledgeable. He wore lots of gold and diamond rings on his hands. His hands were fatter than pigs' trotters. It's him who suggested smuggling things into China. They invested everything they had and lost everything in the end. I wish what I'd heard was, they were poor and then rich and long-lived, enjoying tea and playing with their grandchildren. The whole family living harmoniously and joyfully. But not the case. His family was totally ruined even before he had a grandchild. He sought help from the best feng shui master, remember? He was told to place the water tanks at the wealth spot in his house. The tanks sold by the master were supposed to hold lots of money. But the master didn't say how long the money would last. Once the family was bankrupt. His tanks were all taken away to bless another family. Those expensive cars were all forfeited by the government. It proved I was right about him, having the face of a pauper who couldn't carry so much money. He said, I can't go against my big brother. I don't think that was the problem. He didn't have enough virtues to sustain all the blessings he was given. Lacking the virtues to sustain blessings will attract disasters. Only a deep virtuous foundation will sustain prosperity. So, what should be done to keep our blessings and pass them to our future generations to sustain? Here is the answer. Listen carefully. Use virtue to manage your family, pass virtue to descendants. Have gratitude, always be thankful to the people around you. Be compassionate, even to your business rivals. Compassion is about giving, helping and contributing. If you care about nothing but money, you'll have endless greed and desire. In running a business, people try all means to earn their fortune. But rarely do they think about whether they can sustain wealth. No, they can't, so they make risky investments elsewhere that they might not be able to control. Problems and disasters follow. How do we avoid this situation? It's easy. All thoughts start with your mind and in your heart. Buddha said, a serene mind creates a serene world. As long as we're grateful, with compassion to guide us, and with gratitude to face our family, bosses and children, we will not inflict harm. We'll be more grateful, willing to praise, care and give joyfully. Many don't know much about parenting. They just cry when something happens. As ordinary people, we often complain about and blame those around us. We don't cherish them until we've lost them. When you lose someone, it's like the end of the world. And pain will follow. Many people, through their actions, are plotting the end of their world. Although they might not mean it, their curses and destructive complaints are bringing great harm to their own families. As complaints accumulate, it leads to betrayal. To complain is a betrayal, indeed. When negativity accumulates to a certain point, it explodes and destroys your whole family. Only by becoming one with the world can you live a good life. Being ordinary, you might not know how to be one with the world. First of all, you have to be one with your family. Then with the environment that you're living in. Have your thoughts in sync with those of your boss. Be one with your city. Your mentality and emotions are starting to transform. And soon your problems will be resolved. Learning Buddhism is also a great way to help solve psychological issues. When you realize others are not living as well as you, their husbands or wives are not as capable and loving as yours, their children are not as smart as yours, and some are disabled, you should be grateful and contented that your family is in good health. Show your gratitude to your family members, colleagues, bosses. Be grateful for being blessed to live in such a good society, where you feel safe, comfortable and at peace. In the past, Buddhist masters used to greet with, "Are you at peace?" Yes, I am at peace. When Grandmaster Bodhidharma's disciple, Wei Kei, went to meet him, Bodhidharma was meditating in a cave on Songshan. It was snowing heavily. Wei Kei could keep climbing as he was a soldier. He had killed many people in battle. He'd committed much wrongdoing and couldn't find inner peace. When Bodhidharma saw him, he asked, "What's your problem? It's so cold. Why are you here? You're disrupting my meditation. Master, please put me at peace." Master said, "Give me your heart and I'll put you at peace." Wei Kei said, "I don't know where it is." That means he didn't even know where his afflictions came from. Master said, "You can't find it because I have put it at peace already." Wei Kei then felt better. His afflictions came from the things he'd done wrong. By letting them go and starting a new life, he'd be good as new. A concept in meditation practice says that Buddha is in our heart. It is clouded by your greed, hatred, ignorance, arrogance and doubt. By removing the dirt, your heart is still pure and bright as Buddha. As I said, a serene mind creates a serene world. When our heart is pure, we see the beauty of the world. When we are wise, we feel grateful. With such kind thoughts and compassion, we can feel and sustain the joy and bliss. If you're capable and successful, I bet you'll wish your descendants were also as positive, motivated and hardworking as you. Right? Here's the way. Firstly, quit your lavish living. Such living will only make your child corrupt and lazy. As parents, we can be rich but we must spend wisely. Don't buy super luxurious things. Avoid places that are foul or improper, such as casinos and drug dens. Many countries have such improper activities and entertainments. Stay away from them, to have our kids inherit our wealth and happiness. We need to make a big investment. Parents have to stop being extravagant. Stop talking nonsense and vulgarities. Speak kindly and morally. Do things properly. Your behaviors are impacting your children. Although your teenage children won't care to learn your behaviors, they will pick up from you naturally without being aware of it. Before they're truly mature, or, say, before 35, their behaviors, problem-solving, view of the world and values, are all reflections of yours. They have copied from you. They don't have other references, so they can only follow yours.
你的那些行为他全部照着做了。你
They
发
are
现
a
就是你的
copy
发
of
展
you. A
不是像
copy of
爸爸
their
像妈
father or
要不然就是
mother,
中
or a
国
combination of both.
就是这样。所以
Some
有些家
parents
长说
claim
他
their
孩子不
children
争
are
气，
badly
人一下
influenced.
出来就是学坏。
I'm
那我
more
真的
worried
那
about
父母
them
亲给
being
他
a
最后
role
是
model
冷
at
笑话
home.
你们的行为。他说
They
我说他
say,
的时
I
候
told
就让
them
他
to
学好
behave
了，
well.
可
If
是
the
你的行
parents
为
don't
你的
behave
家长
well,
本
how
身
could
行
they
为就
have
不
good
正，
kids?
你怎么让你的孩子学好呢？
The
你都不知
parents
道什
don't
么叫
even know
好和
good
坏。
from bad. So
所以
I
我在
must
提醒
remind you,
朋友们，
if
要
you
跟
want
我
to
学
learn
习
from
哈，
me
在
about how
整
to
个
forge
将
a
这个
good
命运
fate,
经营好的话，先进
decide
行一下
between
3个
good
之
and
间，
bad,
就选
kind and
择
evil, as
好
you learned in the last
和坏，
class.
选择善和恶。当你
After
进行
you've
选择
chosen
之
to be
后，
good
我
and
的选择是
kind, you
善
need
的，
to be
是
contented
好
and
的，
grateful.
那所以我们就学会知足感恩。
Be contented and grateful. Good thoughts come from a good mind. Rich but thrifty, quitting luxury brings peace of mind. Spread and pass on virtues for better future generations.
你说
When
今
you
天晚
sulk
上并
about
不
your
是那么美
life,
好，
think about
那
those
你
less
比一比
fortunate.
有没有比你更差的？
Then
如果
you
有
should
很
be
多比你更差
contented.
的，你就应该知足了。
You
你不
don't
知足，
want to
难道
be
你想
worse
比
than
更差
them,
的还
right?
差吗？就是这么个道理，你不想吗？对，所以
You are
比更
better
差
than
的
the
你好，
worst, worse
比
than
更
the
好的你
best.
还差。就是
There is room
两
for
面都有发展
development
空
on
间。
both
请
good
问
and
你
bad
是变得
sides.
更
Do you
好
want to
还
be
是更
better or
更差？
worse? For
一定
sure
是更好，
better,
对不对？
right?
要
Then
学会
have
善
kind
念，
thoughts, do kind actions,
要
and speak
善行，
kind words.
要善语。所
To
以
your
对孩子，
children, spouse, and
还有对夫
friends,
妻
your
间、有
words
朋
should
友
be
聊天之
elegant
中，
and
你
moral.
的语言是高尚的，是道德的。有
Some
很
have
多
a
人粗鲁
habit of
惯了，
rudeness.
就说
Polite
我一说
speech
高尚
feels
的
false to
高
them.
尚的语言的时候，觉得自己都在说谎，没
No
有关系。
problem.
说
Just
惯了
keep
之后，
doing
就
it
真的
until
高
you're
尚。
used to
一
it.
开始
Then
觉得
you'll
就
be a
自己在像
truly
骗人，
elegant
说
person with
惯
a
了之后，
noble
觉得
heart and
真的
mind.
是高尚的人，还有高尚的心，高尚的情操。
If your
孩子学
children
到
have
他的
learned
时候，你们
morality,
的
your
家里
family
就可以
assets will
传承
pass
下来，
down.
甚
They
至
might
儿
even
子、女儿
surpass
比
you
你
and
干得
achieve
更
more
精
than
彩、
you.
更棒、更杰出。就
Thanks to
是
their
要得
parents
力于
being
家
good role
长的，
models.
就是言传身教。所
What
以
your
家长
children
的行
become
为
depends on
真的
you.
就决定了儿孙的命运。你
If you
想
want your
让你
children
的
to
富贵
protect
和
the
德
family
行
heritage and pass on
能够
virtues,
传承下去吗？所
then
以
do
要
your
以德
part,
传家，
pass on
要以
virtues and
慈悲传
compassion.
家，
If
而
you
不能
don't
以
teach them
财富、
compassion,
富贵传家。富
your
贵传
family
家
heritage will
不过
only
三
go
代，
as far as the
就是
third
到了3代
generation.
也无未来。啊，
To
以
ensure
德
your
传家，
family heritage
恒久流
lasts,
长，
help your children
源
learn
源不断。
virtues. They'll
因为
live
他们会学会
gratefully
什
and
么呢？
simply,
叫
even
感
though
恩
they're
的生
rich.
活。虽然家财万贯，但是要简朴的生活，它
That
才有
way
发展
they'll
空
have
间
more
的。
room for growth. If
说
they
今天你
already
所
have
吃
the
的、
best
所住的、
things
所
for
用的，一
living,
切都是世
eating,
界上
and
最好
daily
的，
use,
那
they
还有
won't
什么发展
strive for
空间呢？
further achievement.
那
They'll
我要发展
say,
干嘛
Why do
呀？
I need to work
我要
hard
拼命
for
干
more
嘛呀？
achievements?
你
Look
想
at
他
those
给那些老板
employees
们
who
打
made
工，
little
如果做的
mistakes.
稍微不好，老
They
板会
got
批评，
yelled
对不
at
对？
and docked pay
甚
by
至
their
扣工资，对不
bosses.
对？
I
就
met
遇
a
到
few
好几
smart
位
rich
富贵的
kids
公子
who quit
哥，
their jobs
工作
after
1、2
2
年
years
之
or
后辞职
less.
不干，可是人特别的聪明，辞职不干了。辞职
They'd
不干
entered
达
a
到什么样
morbid
的病
state
态呢？
and self-isolated at
我就
home.
在屋里根本不出来。
The
说
son
香
of a
港一个
Hong Kong
工作
practitioner
家说这儿子就是
was
在一个
doing well in a
世界大
world-famous
公司干
firm
得
as a
很好，
scientific
做科研，
researcher.
你
His
家里太
family
富
is
贵了，
super
半条街都
rich.
是他们家
They
的，
own all the
光一年
properties
的
on
出
half
钱
a
出多少
street.
啊？中
That
国的
young
路都
man
走
who
出来
stayed
了。
at home caused his mother such worry.
哎呀，这个妈妈费劲费老了，说
She
看什
sought
么心理
help
医
from the
生，没打上跳绳，
psychologists,
啊，
sorcerers,
又那
and
么
feng
风
shui
水调整，
masters,
没
but
用。
all in vain.
这孩子
Nothing
是
she
百毒不
tried
侵，
moved the young man one
神鬼
bit.
难搞，谁拿他都没办法。
The
他自
son
己做
simply didn't leave his room. Why? It was their bad karma.
是业火烧身。
They're so rich that even the teacups were gold-plated.
就这么富贵，这
Why
孩子
should the
还要
kid
干
work
干活干
hard?
嘛
The
所以在
young
科
man
研
was a
机构
team leader at
稍
his
微有点
firm.
不愉快，他带个小团队，
After receiving a minor blame from the boss, he got angry and quit. Ever since, he stayed home doing nothing. His mom tried to find him a girlfriend a couple years later. The son said, "Okay, sounds good." Since they were so rich, she brought 38 girls home for him to choose from. She said, "Son, pick the one you like." Wow, my goodness. His mom couldn't find a solution despite being so rich. She came to me. "Master, what's wrong with my son?" I said, "You guys are too rich." His mom didn't understand. "You mean the god of wealth is evil?" I said, "The god of wealth can be wicked too. Especially when it's a wicked family. Being rich will ruin the whole family. But if you're virtuous and decent, you'll be able to bear the wealth. Otherwise, wealth can ruin your life anytime." Most people admire such a wealthy family, right? Who would have thought their wealth would trouble them so much? Therefore, as parents, you must practice righteousness and compassion. Remember, right mind, right thoughts and right actions. Especially for the ladies. Please mind your words even when you're talking to your family. Don't curse, defame, attack, tease or belittle. Do more chanting, praising, encouraging, caring and dedicating. I mean not only to strangers but also to your family. That will create harmony in your family. Harmony is a manifestation of compassion. Harmonious behaviors create a harmonious environment. The compassionate deities will bless you. Your family will have good feng shui and great prosperity. You need to revere and protect this blessing. With this blessing, you'll gain wisdom. And you'll be able to pass on the prosperity, compassion and virtue to your future generations. You need to put great effort into it. Some people think it only relates to them if they believe in it. No, not like that. It's philosophy. If you don't behave yourself, what you and your children have right now will all disappear. Yes, the gods, including of luck and wealth, will leave. Even the rats will run away from you, needless to say the gods. You'll be ruined by your own behaviors, not the gods. Your lousy behaviors caused by wealth bring harm to others and make you ignorant. Compassion is the best fortune and feng shui. Gradually, it'll lead us to live in harmony and prosperity. Your whole family will be happy and joyful. Everything will be under control. Family members will respect each other. It will be a family with a stately father, a loving and dignified mother, and children that fulfill filial piety. This is the order which should exist in a family. When the parents speak, the children should respect and listen. This is a virtuous and fortunate family. Without such blessing, even if living in a house with good feng shui, you'll be afflicted because you lack the capacity to bear. the gods of fortune and auspiciousness will not bless you just because you live there. No, they won't. Disasters await if you don't deserve the blessings. It's smooth sailing when your virtues are worthy of the blessings. If your clothes are tailor-made for you, they'll fit and make you beautiful and comfortable. If the size is not right, either too big or too small, the clothes will be uncomfortable. So your conduct, environment, wealth, even your family members should all be matching. The wealthier you are, the more you should mind your conduct and behaviors. Conduct affects actions. Virtuous conduct equals good performance. Performance comes from actions, so please pay attention, all right? Compliments bring your family the sunshine of compassion. Let's manage ourselves with right mind, right thoughts and right actions. Treat your children with kind thoughts, kind words and kind actions. Be a good role model and show respect for family members. Harmony brings the prosperity to the family.
南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世 音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南
南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨， 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。
Now it's time for our closing exercise. Rub your palm until they're warm.
搓热，搓烫，搓搓
Glide your palms over your face from chin to forehead to cheek
再到脸颊，四
without
哀非
actually
哀
touching them.
再把手
Rub your
搓
palms
热
until they're warm.
搓烫，干梳
Part your
头
fingers and
将
firmly
食指
comb your
敞开
hair
指肚适当的用力，手
from
指
forehead
从前发
to
际
the back of the
梳理
neck.
到后发际， 搓搓
Rub your
手，
palms.
由上
Pat your
而 下
entire body
拍
from
打
top
全
to
身
bottom. Pat
先
your
拍
head
打头
firmly
部
with relaxed wrists.
两手手腕放松，在松
Do it
静的
calmly.
状态下，适当用力拍打。拍打
Pat your
指
left
尖
shoulder.
再
Then
拍
pat
打
your
右
right
肩
shoulder.
接着
Continue to
拍打
pat your
前胸
chest. Then
再拍
pat your
打
left
左
armpit
边
down to the
腋
side
下
of your
腋
rib
下
cage.
换
Switch
右
to the
侧
right.
拍打
Pat your right
右边
armpit
腋
down to
下
the side
腋
of your
下
rib cage.
接着
Next,
拍打
pat your
腹部
abdomen with
双
relaxed
手放
hands.
松拍打，慢慢
Please
起
stand
身
up slowly.
向下
Pat down
拍
from the
打
front of your
大腿
thighs,
前侧、膝
knees,
盖、
shins,
小腿、
ankles,
脚踝
and tops
脚
of your
背
feet. Gently
拍打
pat
后
the
腰
lower back,
往下
down to the
拍打
buttocks,
臀部 按
down to
顺
the
序
back of your
再
thighs,
向下拍打大腿后侧、膝盖后侧、小腿
calves,
后侧、脚
ankles,
踝、脚
and
跟，
heels.
继续
Continue
拍
to
打
pat the
两腿
inside
的
and
内侧
outside of your
和外
legs.
侧。先拍
Start
打
with your
左
left
腿，
leg.
两手腕
Relax
放
your
松，
wrists
稍微
and pat
用
with
力，
slight
由
force.
上而下拍打。再
Then
拍打
pat
右
your right
腿，
leg.
继续拍打
Continue to
两
pat
手
your
臂，
arms.
先拍
Start
打
with your
左
left
手臂，
arm.
再拍
Then
打
pat
右
your
手
right
臂，
arm.
全
After
身
patting
拍
your
打完之
entire
后
body,
搓搓
rub your
手，
palms.
再轻
Gently
轻地
massage your
按
whole
摩
body.
全身，双手
without
自
actually
哀非
touching.
哀，观想
Visualize
将
that
我
you
们
are
刚
gently
刚
sweeping
拍打
away
出来
the
的灰
dust
尘
and worries.
轻轻扫掉，扫除烦恼。我们
You are
变得
becoming
健
healthy
康快乐，
and happy.
同时
At the same time, think, I'm closing this meditation practice.
收。收。 今天的课
Today's
程
class has
冥想
successfully
圆满了
completed.
我们
See you
明天
tomorrow.
再见。
让我与您相遇，小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我宽容了，我慈悲了，我自在了。因为有了你，生命变得更坚定，不忧忧无虑。 此不再有哭泣，不再有恐惧。我快乐了，我快乐了，我健康了，我健康了，我幸福了，我幸福了，我美丽了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与您相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我智慧了，我宽容了，我宽容了，我慈悲了，我慈悲了，我自在了，我自在了。因为有了你，了解生命